Okay, here in round one, double compulsory rest is a little bit awkward. I still think we're going to keep this hand though because we're on the draw. We can cycle Horror of the Broken Lands if we don't draw good immediately. We have Wasteland Scorpion at some point. That's the first time I've seen the Pyramid played. So I guess I don't necessarily have to cycle Horror of the Broken Lands yet. Alright. Next turn we can go Wasteland Scorpion. I may cycle Horror of the Broken Lands now, because now it's more important to me either find green or white mana. Once you've built enough bricks on this, you can... Okay. You can get 3 mana off of it. It's pretty cool. Takes a little bit of build up, but... So I guess we are going to cycle Horror of the Broken Lands now. Alright. Okay. Let's get the Scorpion out there. Alright. The bricks keep coming. Alright. Missing land drops here. So, if I can get a green mana, we can go Hapatra into Soul Stinger, start getting some real value here. Grasping Dunes. So opponent, I guess, does have 6 mana right now, which is quite a bit. It's pretty ornery. Huh. Alright. Swing with the Scorpion. Can block with the Cultivator and Ramp. Which looks like what they're going to do. We'll cycle the Horror, see if we can hit that green land. There it is. So now we can play Hapatra, and the next turn we can do Soul Stinger. And likely just put it on the Dune Beetle, I guess. I'd rather have a 4/5 than a 1/4. Get a couple Death Touchy snakes. Oh, that's too bad. Alright. Javelineer. There's a white mana, technically. So I think we just keep the Scorpion back. I can play the Soul Stinger and put the counters on the Dune Beetle. My opponent can discard 2 cards, weaken my guys, and make it so I can't block and attack me for 8, though. Which is pretty good. So, I mean, do I want to rest now? That's not bad either. Rags to Riches doesn't quite do enough for me here. I guess I can compulsory rest the Ornery Kudu. And that sets me up for a Rags. Alright. So I'm not attacking the Scorpion because I'd rather my opponent discard cards to get past it. Okay. So I think I'm ready to use Rags to Riches at this point. I hope it's something that dies to Rags to Riches. If my opponent plays something here. Okay, good. Good. So we'll play land, we'll go Rags. And then we'll pass. I guess I technically can cast Riches in my deck, which is insane. Painted Bluffs plus my Channeler Initiate would let me do whatever I need. Alright, I have the rest for that. That thing can take a little nap. That's good draw, actually. So we'll go rest here. Attack with Dune Beetle. We'll use Soul Stinger. And we'll put the counters on the Dune Beetle. I'd rather have a 4-5 than a 1-4 and a 2-3. I guess Riches isn't quite that good when you've put compulsory rests on your opponent's creatures. It's alright. 7 mana to pay 2 more mana to gain 2 life. There you go. Okay. Counter has been put on there. The funny thing is, though it does weaken our Soul Stinger, it also makes his ability a little more relevant. Okay. No problem there. I'd rather see my opponent putting a bunch of removal out there than playing a creature I gotta worry about. Okay. So I do have Spider for that. Evolving Wilds for deck thinning. Guess we'll attack with Soul Stinger. Play Giant Bat, or Giant Spider rather. I should have just tapped the bluffs, but it doesn't actually matter. Alright. Okay. So let's crack this. Guess we'll get our white mana, although I guess we don't need the white mana at this point, so maybe the second green would have made sense. Hey, another Giant Spider. So, admittedly, Wandering Death looks good now. It's not so good against Final Reward, but multiple Splendid Agonies, Merciless Javelineer. These two are just a combo powerhouse together. Ooh, there's a good one. So let's get in for 3 here. So I didn't have to attack with the Spider, but we're still at 10 life, and we have to get by this Shield of Compulsory Rest. No attacks from Bat. That was strange. Guess we'll just attack like this. Okay. All right. They still have compulsory rest. Keep that in mind. Okay. So guess. Just gonna do it now. I don't have to, but another Doom Beetle. Too bad these aren't zombie beetles, huh? So our opponent's still going to be able to gain life off compulsory rest. We've got more work to do. Soul Stinger. Okay, so we can Soul Stinger, our Soul Stinger, take out Javelineer. That doesn't really do quite enough. But I guess we'll do it. All right, cashing out. So, I guess Riches becomes good again, but we still don't have that second blue mana yet from Chandler Initiate. So I guess, yeah, we're going to bring Wanderer and Death back in. Now that I've seen multiple Splendid Agonies and Electrify and stuff, even though they do have the final whatever. Doesn't matter. At least Rags to Riches was good. Compulsory Rest was huge. So all of our cards came together well here. I do want to bring in the Wanderer and Death, though. I think that's going to be useful. I do have to figure out a cut, however, for that, which is a little more difficult. Dune Beetle seems, I guess, a little bit less important here. Dune Beetle is more for the hyper aggro matches, and this is certainly not that. Initiate's Companion, though, does seem to get quite a bit worse against Javelineer and the Ruthless Sniper, however. But, I mean, we have the outs for those. And I think in a vacuum, Companion's going to end more games than Dune Beetle, but Dune Beetle, I guess, works better with our Soul Stingers as well. I think I'm going to cut the Companion. It just feels like it's probably worse in this matchup. They have the Javelineer, they have the Sniper. It dies to Rags to Riches, which is good anyway in this match. So, alright, we'll play it a little safer with our higher toughness guys. Well, like I said, Doom Beetle's not that great against Javelineer anyway. We'll keep this hand. Okay, that's, well, I think I'm going to wait one more turn. Or just wait as long as I can, I should say, on that Evolving Wilds. Alright, we're going to be a little patient here. I would like to draw my green mana so I can cash out this Evolving Wilds differently. Alright. Alright. We're getting green. I think they have a kill spell for us. I'm still getting green, I guess. So I'm going to be patient with Hapatra because I want to get her synergies. So I think instead we're probably just going to play a giant spider. Because if they have Electrify, I'd rather they electrify that. And I think they probably do. Maybe not. If I can get to 6 mana, I can do a Patra Soul Stinger in 1 turn, which would be ideal. Alright. I can Splendid Agony that. Such splendid agony I should give that. Cool. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, that's okay too. Alright, I'm gonna drop the Hapatra. If my opponent has removal, I feel like it matters less. If they don't have removal, they're in big trouble. If they have removal, they have to use it on Hapatra right away, take care of her, which probably eats up a good amount of their mana on their turn. And then what are we doing? Well, we're gonna be dropping Soul Stingers like it's hot, so it should be fine. They have Electrify, they have Final Reward, they have Splendid Agony. We'll let them play it. They can do it. All right. All right, so they did have the goodies. Okay, let's get him for 2, drop Soul Stingers. So because I didn't draw a land, I wouldn't have been able to do Hapatra Soul Stinger anyway, so I think ultimately it was fine that we played Hapatra there. We pretty much knew they had the removal, but that's all right. We have Wandering Death now at some point. Guess I didn't have to attack with Giant Spider there. Okay. Rags to Riches is looking better. Still not in a rush to play it. Okay. Well, now I'm a little bit more of in a rush. That's all right. We'll play it. We'll deal with these guys. My opponent's out of cards. This is good news for us. So we're taking some abuse here, but this is ultimately just fine. Honestly, I could just play another Soul Stinger now because my Dune Beetle's going to die anyway. And I still think, yeah, I think it's worth it. because these are going to die anyway, unless my opponent magically draws another cartouche or something, but I don't think they will. So I think I just get in with Soul Stinger, play another Soul Stinger, kill our Dune Beetle, set up for a Rags to Riches next turn. I mean, technically we're still winning this race without the Rags to Riches with this second Soul Stinger. That's certainly not an intimidating card for my opponent to draw. Alright, we got Pacifism for days. Can't play it though. Alright. Okay, cool. So we won round one against crazy little multicolored brew here. Never got to abuse Hapatra, but she is going to be amazing in her deck. I know she is. Alright, we'll see you in round two.